Hi there, John. I'm very good, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
That's good. Nice to meet you. Okay, so yes, I'm John Gazelle, trading floor manager here. So thank you for joining me for this live Zoom interview that will feature on our YouTube channel, hopefully by next week. So first of all, please introduce yourself and how much you're currently managing with the company.
John, my name is Jean-Marc Charles. I'm originally from Haiti,
Okay.
but I live in the States. And basically, with AudaCity, currently I'm managing $120,000.
Six-figure account. Okay, so once again, congratulations on getting to that stage of managing six figures with us. So now you can say you're part of the elite group of our traders. So I guess my first question to you is, first of all, obviously, how did you apply to AudaCity and what motivated you to join us at AudaCity Capital in comparison to maybe joining other companies?
First of all, I think it's more of the seriousness of the company. I did my due diligence when it's come to prop firm, basically, and I'm the type of person where I want to be. I want to feel that I'm part of a company. That I'm part of a group of professionals. So after my due diligence, and I'm like, okay, fine. You guys been around since 2012. I think I'm mistaken.
Yes, 10.
And
10
then,
years, that's correct, yeah, 10, 12.
And then that gave me a more of a assurance that I can basically talk to somebody and you guys understand the language, because in that business, it's very important to first of all, do your due diligence, and second of all, know exactly who you are dealing with. And for me, this is very important. And that's why I move on with you guys.
That's very good. I'm glad you shared that. Yes, it's very important to know, obviously, who you are in business with in this industry. Otherwise, things could go terribly wrong. Okay, perfect. So, John, how long have you been with us for?
So far, it's been since June 2021, June of this month, this year. So it's been maybe July, August, September, maybe through 3 months time.
Okay, so in 3 months' time, you went from 15,000 to a six-figure of 120, which is absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. So that's very good. So what I would like to know from you is, obviously, how have you been finding us? You know, our execution services, our support services, getting paid and having your account doubled as soon as you hit target. How have you been finding the service of AudaCity to you?
From day one, and of the $15,000 that I have, and first of all, I had my first interview with you guys, and then less than 24 hours, I was able to receive my funded account. And I have to say it was a live one, not a test, not a demo.
That's the most important part, yeah.
As your contract, I was able to get paid that 50% once I reached my 10%. And one thing that really interested is like I submit my request online, so I didn't have to talk to anybody, and then everything is seamless basically. And in less than 24 hours, I received my part. And it is important. Although I remember from the 15K, I make a mistake of reaching the lot size, and I didn't get paid for it, which gave me a sense of responsibility, because there were communication back and forth. And you guys telling me why, because you were watching the trade and the management of it, that showed me, okay, there is somebody behind this. It's not like that I'm not part of anything. And that's what I like. I like this stepping, the moving from point A to point B. And I'm hoping that communication and that sense of seriousness stays, and we're gonna be in this for a long one.
Okay, perfect. I'm actually glad you mentioned that, because yes, obviously, ever since we introduced this rule to traders who do break the rules, they only receive 30% of the profits. I'm glad that you see it as a sense of responsibility, actually. So obviously that there are someone managing the trade in the background. You're not just trading out of thin air. And obviously you're getting feedback from the company on your trading strategy, on your execution, and obviously on the fact if you're respecting the rules or not. So that's very good that you mentioned that. Okay, perfect. So What do you think of the rules and the parameters overall, Dejon? I mean, obviously, a lot of traders who are applying to us now, we get a huge influx of applications on a daily basis. And the first thing they see, obviously, and that scares them, is 0.5 lot size on $15,000, 10% drawdown, can't trade the news, and they feel like it's holding them back. They can't make money with us. But yet here you are, 3 months from 15 to 120. So what were your first initial thoughts on our rules and our parameters when you joined our program?
Well, at first it was difficult because when you wanna, once you just wanna see the profit, but if you know the game really, if you wanna be and stay in the game as a professional trader to move on into the business, money management is key to have an account for a long term. So I understand that from the beginning, and because I'm in the US, so I'm used to a lower leverage, 1 to 50. And originally I started with Wanda, which I still have my account with them. But that gives me at least a sense of responsibility of money management. Although sometimes my psychology wanna go over, but because of that and of that constraint, so I was able to stay on track. But I think it is very important for any newbie basically that moving forward and want to understand the business. The long term is mostly your money management, and that restriction of AudaCity will help in the long run. And once you pass this first stage, I think the $15,000 was it is the hardest part of it. Once you pass that, and then you know what you're doing, you don't need to multiply all of your trades. It's just 1 or 2 trades and swing it forward. You will be able to reach the target, I think, and it will help in the long term.
Okay, that's true. I'm very glad you mentioned that. Actually, I'm glad you have that mindset in terms of obviously thinking long term, being sustainable, and obviously having the account to keep paying you and to obviously keep trading with, as in being in business. Okay, so I'd like to know more about now, if you don't mind sharing with us your trading style, obviously your strategy. So what is your style of trading? How did you manage to achieve this, success in a very short period of time? What is it you do? Do you intraday or do you swing? What's your sort of style? What's your approach to the markets?
Well, I realize depending on market sentiment, I am basically a swing trader per se.
All right.
Also based on the market sentiment and where the market is going, I sometimes do some intraday just to take advantage on some global economical that's basically moving the currency in a certain way that I want to see my trade going. But mostly on what I see, I'm mostly a swing trader, which helps. It also giving me more time for myself and also help me to gather more pips, basically based on the lot size that I'm trading with. So that's I would say that I'm most of a swing traders, and let the market move by itself, and it will go certainly most of the time over 50% winning ratio. I think that's where we want to be.
Okay, that's a very good way to trade, actually. So swing trader with a good money management technique. Okay, that's impressive. And what I would like to ask you is about the fees. I want to get your sort of thoughts on this. So a lot of people also apply to us, they sort of see the fee and they feel like, why should they be paying that? It's a cost, it's an expense to them rather than investment. So how do you feel now that you are on a 6-figure account and all you're paying is just £99 per month to cover the cost of trading, compared to maybe when you joined the program and you had to pay £298 initially once you were accepted, and then £99 per month? What does it feel like to you now paying a fee?
I see trading as a business, not as a hobby.
Sure.
And for every business, there's a cost of doing business.
Yes.
And if I pay £99 a month to be able to maximize a profit per se, let's say 5% of the capital that I'm managing. It's cost of doing business. So some people doesn't look at it that way, but of everything that I do and on trading by itself, I look at my cost of doing business and what's going to be my net profit for that month. So I try to maximize my trade as much as possible that I can cover that fees because it's part of it. And then nothing is for free, although there is a sharing part. There's a profit sharing part. But I'm a true businessman by trade, and I understand that to stay in business, you need to pay the price, and you have a platform that I do not have. I just have access to it. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. And I look at it as a cost of doing business. Now I'm on 120, and soon I will have a $500,000 that I'm managing, and that 99 pounds will be really nothing compared to the possibility that I have with your platform, guys.
That's a very good way of actually seeing this. It's a business, and every business has a cost. And now obviously it's paying off. And when you get to $500,000, it's like you're paying nothing. It's like we're paying you. Exactly. Okay, perfect. And what I'd like to know from yourself as well is this. Who would you say the Funded Trader program is for? Because we do get many applications on a daily basis, and a lot of people actually do apply for the wrong reasons, to be very honest. So, from your experience, who would you say AudaCity Capital's Funded Trader program is for, and who should be making the applications?
Well, for anyone, first of all, I would say that is serious of doing business, and that's number one. Because you're not going to manage your own money. You're going to manage other people's money, and money has a price. So that person has paid for that money, meaning that they sweat for it. And you have to be, first, you have to be serious. Second, you need to know, are you in for a long-term or a short-term? If you are in for the long-term, so there's a place for you. If you're not, then you're a gambler, you come and play, and then you go, that's fine. And the third, if you want to make money spare time, like there is no limitation as far as a geographical area, anywhere you are, you can make some money. And if you're looking for that, I think there's an option here, because a trade can take you like 30 minutes or 1 hour to do your analysis. Yes. And that's it. So it's like that you're making, let's say, $100 an hour. I'm just putting a number out there. So this is like a multiple stream of income, like everybody's looking now.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
And I think this is an opportunity. First of all, if you are serious. Second, if you want to have something for a long term. And third, you can add another stream of income in your life or business.
That's correct, yes. And actually, I forgot to ask you a question as well there, John. So how did you get into trading in the first place? Because obviously I can see from what you're telling me now for the last 10 minutes, almost you're a business-minded person. You are in the business of making money, which is exactly what we're here to do. So what sort of got you into trading in the first place? How did you get into the markets?
Well, I'm a software and engineering by trade, and I've been a software engineering for 25 years of my life. Okay. And in 2018, somebody introduced me to Forex in the form of multi-level marketing. Mm-hmm. But as every businessman, I looked at it, I'm like, okay, there's an opportunity there. I'm not a networker, but I think Forex is something that I can do. I remember the first day I get introduced to it. Next thing I know, I was on YouTube all over the place and creating my account by myself. And that's where I started. The first 6 months, I lost money like everybody else. And in 2019, that's basically when I become serious about it. And I go and learn it from scratch. And I'm still learning about it because market sentiment change every day. But it's been a good 2 years now, and that I take this seriously, and I'm looking ahead to retire with it.
That's very good. Very interesting, actually. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, perfect, John. So basically, as a bit of feedback, okay, because obviously we are looking maybe to add things to the program or change things in the future. We have to adapt with the market, of course. So what would you say would be interesting for us to do? What would you recommend? If changes were to be made, would it be maybe something that we can add to the program or something that we could change in particular? You know, what sort of feedback would you give us?
Well, most of it, you guys say that you're in the Forex business, meaning the currency business.
Yes.
And I would suggest that if this is possible within the law of that you guys looking at into your legal side, to add indices after after you get confidence from a trader that reached $500,000 portfolio. It might not be offered to everybody as a newbie, but at least you have a track record of that trader. And if this is something they can look at, you can give them another level once they reach that $500,000 to target. And you can open the door of indices. And I think this is basically, that will help. I don't say the crypto because this is another world by itself.
Exactly, yeah. Avoid that.
And this is, you can mix it with currency, and based on market sentiment, UG or GU or AU might move in the same direction in some indices, and also open the door of some other really great opportunities there is out there and indices. But again, and following a trader, if you can reach $500,000 business, I think you have the competence to manage, and this is as it become really more popular now after you manage the currency business.
Thank you for that feedback, actually. And there is seems to be more demand for indices and commodities these days for the most obvious reasons, of course. And we are looking to actually get something going with that, hopefully after the new year, once things have become more stable and calmed down. Okay, perfect, Dejan. So thank you very much for joining me today. And I look forward to obviously having my next live interview when you reach quarter or even just $500,000 to discuss at that stage how things are going. This will be featured on our YouTube channel sometime next week. So I will drop you a message to let you know so you can have a look and watch for yourself. And good luck right now on your 120 grand account. And hopefully we'll have our next session very soon. Okay?
Right, sir. Thank you, man.
Perfect. You take care. All the best. Bye for now. Bye now.